How is it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in. So we're going to continue on now with Aquarius by Bones and Charms reading. So I just want to do a little incense here to kind of clear the energy from the previous reading, from ourselves, for the environment, from the Bones and Charms. And then we'll kind of do a quick sound bell and just tap in and see what messages Spirit has for Aquarius for July. But yeah, I hope everyone is doing all right. Okay, so we're going to let the Bones and Charms rest over here again with the crystals. Give a little bit for you guys. Yes, yes. A little bit for me as well. All right. And we are going to check our sound real quickly. Make sure we're good on that before we continue. Okay, so sound is good. And quickly just make sure we're going live on Facebook and all that good stuff. And then we'll get started. So everybody is welcome as well, regardless of where you may have Aquarius in your birth chart. You could be a sun sign Aquarius. You could have your moon in Aquarius. You could be Aquarius rising or ascendant. You could have your Venus in Aquarius. It could be something associated with the house of Aquarius, 11th house, right? But yeah, everybody is welcome. And let me just save that and then put that away so we can give all of our attention to you guys. All right. So thank you for your patience and understanding, all those good things. So yeah, so now let's do a little bit of the sound bell and get started here as well. So if you're sensitive to sound, you can turn it down just a little bit temporarily. But yeah, this is going to be for Aquarius for July 2025. All right. I think that was good. So just put this over here, up out of the way. And now when I shuffle the Bones and Charms in this little bowl and shake and cast them, okay, it may make a little bit of noise as well, so just bear with me. It's not going to be, again, the whole time during the reading, but yeah, so thank you for your patience and understanding. Spirit, please guide my hands. Messages for air sign Aquarius. Spirit, please guide my hands. Messages for air sign Aquarius for July 2025. What do they need to see? What does Aquarius need to know for their highest good? Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for air sign Aquarius for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hands. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Messages for Aquarius. Spirit, guide my hands, please. Messages for air sign Aquarius for the highest good for July. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius. Spirit, guide my hands. Messages for Aquarius for July. Spirit, guide my hand. Messages for Aquarius for July for their highest good. Messages for Aquarius for July for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hand, please. Messages for air sign Aquarius, the water bear for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hand, please. Messages for air sign Aquarius for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hand, please. Messages for Aquarius for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hand, please. Messages for Aquarius for their highest good. Spirit, guide my hand, please. Messages for Aquarius for their highest good. All right. Let's put that up and over there a little bit. All right, so let's see what we have here for Aquarius. We're going to figure out where Spirit wants to start this reading in a few moments. And then after that, I will bring the camera down, of course, so you can see everything more up close in detail, okay? But really quickly, I just want to flip over some of the bones and charms that I can. So when we do bring the camera down, you can see things more clearly. I'm also going to bring some of the things that have fallen all the way out here just a little bit closer. It doesn't change their meaning. They're still past energy, but again, just makes it a little bit clearer for us to see, okay? Like a piece of dog or cat hair or my hair. Let's just put it over there for a second. Get it off of the mat. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so now let me just figure out where Spirit wants to start this reading. So one moment, please. Thank you guys for your patience. Spirits, where do you want me to start this Aquarius July reading? Right there. Okay. Let me get my pen. So I think that's one of the first charms that fell out was this buckeye here. Okay, you can't see it yet until I bring the camera down. But that's where the energy was drawing me, so that's what we're gonna do. All right, but we'll go over the different sections here in just a minute. But yeah, let me just bring the camera down closer so you can see everything. All right, so, oh, and I see one all the way over here too. Little human tooth bone. All right. So yeah, as you guys can see here really quickly, a lot of the bones and charms are spread out throughout these different sections, and it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing, right? It just means that there could be a lot of stuff in this past energy over here that wants to be talked about in a certain way, okay? But yeah, for the people that are new or returning or you haven't been here in a while, you know, welcome back and welcome in general, all right? But we do have, this is the body and mental health section. Over here we have relationships and love. We have work and money, of course, and then we have the spiritual unconscious, also known as your intuition, okay? And then, of course, we have things that pass through the center circle that sometimes can't apply to all the different sections. It just kind of depends, okay? But like I said, your stuff is pretty spread out here, Aquarius, for whenever you see this reading, since the readings that I do are timeless. So it could be for the month of July, or it could be before July or after July, since time is fluid and relative, right? But basically, you know, what I was saying over here was they want to start all the way out here where we have this buckeye, okay, nut. So we're going to do that, of course. But this is in the spiritual unconscious, okay, or also known as the intuition. So as you come to this reading, Aquarius, right, it could be about you, it could be about someone you're dealing with, or multiple people, or just kind of your general environment situation. So that's always just something to kind of keep in mind, okay? But yeah, as we can see all the way out here, and again, this is past energy. And what is the past? Since this is a general reading, it can be different for every person, right? But it could be a couple of days ago, weeks, months, years, etc. But there perhaps was kind of two of these coinciding feelings where on one hand there was possibly a lot of spiritual abundance or intuition, and then on the other hand there was perhaps a lot of spiritual challenges here with the mountain charm, or a lot of unconscious challenges or intuitive challenges, however you want to say it, okay? But it could also be that in the past, if there was challenges, that was a catalyst that then led to the abundance, okay? Or it's more like they were both kind of existing, like I said, at the same time, okay? But as we can see, there's nothing else really on the outside of this section, all right? So we can now kind of go inward, and we can say that everything that's on the black mat can be future energies, possibilities, probabilities. It could also be current energy, okay? But the first thing that I see is we've got the cup over here, we've got the mermaid, and then we have the corn charm, okay? So there could be a lot of emotions here, Aquarius, around planting something of substance, like spiritually, unconsciously, intuitively. And this could have been something that you or someone else or the energy has been going towards for a long time with the mermaid there, right? If we think of the famous little kid's story with the little mermaid, she's sitting on the rock, right? And she's longing to be a human. So it's that longing for a long time kind of energy, okay? To plant some seeds, something of substance, right? In the spiritual, unconscious, intuitive realms, okay? So when I see that, and then we pull back out, and then I see both of the raccoon penis bones going through this section, right? We have one all on its own, and then we have another that has passing into another section, but they're both here, okay? So I know it sounds funny, right? But the raccoon penis bones do represent masculine energy. As we know, we all have masculine and feminine energies inside of us. So if we're talking about higher vibrational masculine energy, it could be being proactive, assertive, or aggressive around planting these seeds of substance. And it could be that there's something going on here, Aquarius, either within the family or with a family, right? With the seahorse here. This could be your blood family, it could be relatives, parents, children, etc., right? It could also be your tribe, whoever you consider your people that you're close to or that you trust, okay? But there's something definitely going on within the spiritual, unconscious, intuitive environment that is possibly affecting the family, or the family is affecting these things for you or for someone else or for the environment. Here we can see that with the spider and the spider web. But on the other side of that, we do have the ship anchor charm here. So this could be talking about a sense of freedom and safety, like where we're finding that with our intuition, where we're finding that, with not only our intuition, but how we feel with our spirituality, or when we're talking about our unconscious, right? So the intuition, spirituality, unconscious, all these things are like what we feel when we're alone, our first gut reactions to things, right? All of that kind of energy. So what I do also see here, Aquarius, is that there could be like a group of friends, or one friend, or a friendly type of energy here with the witch charm, helping you or someone else, or the energy manifest, clearing away any stagnant energy or any blocks spiritually, unconsciously, intuitively, because all of these things here are on the line. So they apply to this section, but they also apply where this first section where we're still at in the spiritual unconscious, okay? And so when this friend or this group of friends or this friendly type of energy helps you or someone else shift these blockages, shift this stagnant energy, it then can lead to some type of equal give and take. We have Libra energy here, something about balance or justice, okay? Spiritual justice, intuitive justice, right? And conscious justice. And it could, of course, could have something here, Aquarius, to do with the Libra or during Libra season, or where you have Libra in your chart or someone else does. But if it's none of the zodiac things, it's just really about that spiritual justice or the spiritual equal give and take around something here, okay, to help clear out these blockages or this stagnant energy. Because if we also follow this second raccoon penis bone that's in this section and then is then crossing over and touching a few things here, is that it's like being proactive, assertive, entrepreneurship type of energy, like the go-getter energy around some type of spiritual dreams here with the dragonfly that's also touching it, and then it's on top of this human tooth bone. So someone could be chewing over and digesting, you or someone else or the energy, how to go after those spiritual dreams, the unconscious dreams, the intuitive dreams, okay? So I definitely like to see that. And as we go back to this section too, right, I said that this is masculine energy and this is masculine energy, higher vibrational masculine energy. Then over here, we have this beautiful feminine energy, Aquarius, okay, kind of balancing out, all right? And so as a stereotype, right, feminine energy, higher vibrational feminine energy would be a soft, kind of more receiving, open energy. So there's both masculine and feminine energy happening here. And this can also like bring about some type of peaceful energy because there's a nice balance just between those things. And that can even go back to the balance that we were talking about over here. That when this friend or this group of friends or this friendly type of energy with the witch charm comes in and helps you or someone else with the energy clear away any stagnant energy or blocks, that then this brings in balance too, okay? This beautiful peaceful balance, which could just be as simple as masculine and feminine. It could be deeper than that. Like I said, it could be spiritual justice, balance. It could be something with the Libra, etc. All right. But the other, two things that I would say as far as this section is that, remember how I said briefly in the beginning, or I kind of alluded to it if I didn't say it already, is that whatever passes through the center circle affects all the different areas, right? And so we really only have two things here in the circle. Okay, we've got a little bit of Saturn energy here with Saturn's rings passing through the circle, and then over here on this side we have the North Star passing through, okay? So when we're talking about the spiritual unconscious or the intuitive nature, this here is saying that with Saturn going into retrograde later this month, in the middle of the month, Saturn rules responsibilities, limitations, getting organized, getting things in this kind of stern father, stricter energy. So when that comes together with this North Star energy, this could be about like following your North Star in terms of, not just like your mission here on Earth as far as your career or like, where your North Node is. That would be more career stuff in astrology. It could also be talking about what is your following your North Star in terms of your vibration, okay, or your mission in this human body on this earth this time. What is your spiritual mission? What is your unconscious intuitive mission? Okay, so that could be kind of what's going on a little bit in the background that affects all these different things. And of course, like I said, if you follow astrology, it could be something about the general astrology affecting these little areas as well. Okay. But anytime that we talk about retrogrades, it doesn't have to be a bad or big scary thing, right? We have 4 retrogrades throughout the month of July. So retrogrades are really about that redo, revise, or even release type of energy. Okay. So just check out the astrology notes that's at the beginning of the Cancer Leo video if you want to learn more about that or do your own research, that kind of thing. But I just kind of wanted to briefly mention that. Okay. um, and so if we pull again back all the way out here, Aquarius, just so you kind of see a general like bird's eye view of everything again, when there we go, the camera focuses, is that there's so much going on here in all these different sections for you during this reading that sometimes there's in other readings certain sections that don't have any bones and charms, but here there's just like a lot going on in every section. Okay. And again, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing, but it is interesting to see it versus some of the other zodiac signs. Okay. But like I said too, or I forgot to maybe say earlier, is that never force a reading. Like, feel free to check out your sun, moon, rising, ascendant, because sometimes those will resonate more with you depending on what's going on with you, okay, or someone else, etc. But yeah, I kind of want to like move into now your body and mental health section over here, since we were a little bit talking about things that cross that line. Okay. But I want to start with any of the past energies as well. Okay. So we really only have one thing all the way out here in the past, Aquarius, is we have this ship charm. Okay. So when we're talking about someone's body and mental health, this could be referencing something about travel in the past, okay, or being by water simply, and how healing it can be for the body and the mind, okay. And it will be different for everyone, of course, since it is, a general reading, all right. But I would say that we said over here, right, with this human tooth bone, it's not touching the witch charm, right, but very close to it, that there could be, again, like a group of friends or one friend or this friendly type of energy here that also applies to needing to clear and cut something away with the broom attached to that raccoon claw, and then leading into the lock and then the balance scales, like clearing and cleansing like blockages within the body or blockages with the mental health or any stagnant energy that someone is thinking about, maybe how some type of friendly energy can help with this or is going to help with this, right? It can, of course, have something to do with the Libra or during Libra season, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. But I also feel here, that there could be some type of message if we go back this way, all the way out on here on its own with the envelope charm, Aquarius. It could be a message that you give to someone or someone gives to you, or just comes in general, right? But this message perhaps leads to even further clearing and cleansing something here with this feather, because when you do this or when someone else does the clearing and cleansing, again, either within the physical body and or within the mind, that on the other side of that there is all this beautiful happiness with the sun charm here, and possibly like more mental health, like feeling the happiness within the mind, especially because it's right on the word mental. You can't see it, but it's underneath there, okay. And leading to a lot of success here with the fish, and then the sea shell charm, then leading into the bow and arrow, and then we have the apple over here. It's almost like this Sagittarius energy about the goals and targets that someone wants to hit with their body and their mental health, could really be better achieved, okay, alongside a teacher, a mentor, a guide, okay, for someone here, or for yourself, Aquarius, or for the general energy. It could also be your own leadership qualities here, are not only helping others, but then reflecting back to yourself as well. Okay. Because we also see that the next thing here is the first honeybee in the reading. So this represents individuality and a sense of community. So each individual bee, right, helps the honeybee hive make the honey. Okay, so if one bee quit and then several other bees quit their job, then that would really affect the whole community, and there would be no honey, and the queen bee would die and all the bees would die, right? Even though that sounds like really dramatic, it's kind of a good example as far as individuality, individual effort, and community effort, okay, with the body and the mental health. So when they're talking about that aspect in this section, it could be about, you know, working with the doctor, the health professionals, okay, in various different ways here, whether it's with the body or the mind or both of those things, okay, and also the individual effort that someone is also putting into their own health. Because I do see a lot of freedom aspect showing up here and wanting to be lighter within the body, with Pegasus the winged horse falling right on the word body on the mat too. All right. And then if we see what's on the line here, all these things are touching these things, so they also apply this way. So the first thing that we can see here, Aquarius, is the skeleton hand. So this is one of my symbols for passed on loved ones, friends, family, ancestors, spirit guide, just your spiritual team, okay, showing up here and perhaps wanting to help you or someone else with the energy bring in these beautiful new ideas with the lightning bolts, and also bring in a sense of balance again, okay, with now the yin and yang charm showing up here. Perhaps your spiritual team also wants to help bring in a sense of protection within the body and the mind. All right, and then what do we have right over here is now we have the second honeybee. So again, a big emphasis on individual power and community power. So working with the doctors, whether it's a doctor for the physical body or a health professional for the mental health, or both of those things, okay? But there's also a lot of good luck around this here as well, with this horseshoe and the ladybug inside of it, okay? Now, if we go back this way, all right, we also have this raccoon penis bone, okay, crossing right on the line through that little figure on the mat that looks like a person meditating. So now we have high vibrational masculine energy coming in. And it could be that someone is chewing over and digesting here with this human tooth bone, like how to, see our health goals and dreams here with the dragonfly. And this could be something as simple as just listening to the body, because I love that it passes through like the whole body center here. This could also be listening to not only, stuff within our physical body and our mental health, but also our energetic body. So it could be even like referencing something about the chakras or energetically, right? Or all of those things. There could also be something here about memories, okay, with the elephant also being right on the line here as well, since elephants never forget, okay? But I don't feel that the memories are either like good or bad. It's like processing some kind of memories from a neutral place, and how that can really benefit the body and the mind there too. So that's really cool. And then the other thing I'll say lastly about this section is that, remember again, whatever passes through the center circle affects all the different areas. So here we've got Saturn, and then we have that North Star. So Saturn again coming in and talking about responsibilities and limitations and getting organized and paying bills and getting things done. But what does that mean when we're talking about somebody's body and mental health? It could be like, what are my limitations within my body or my mind? Or it could be, what are my responsibilities to my own body and mind, or someone else if I'm trying to help them with their health, or whatever it may be, right? but continuing to following someone's North Star here. What makes sense for them is really going to, be important, okay? And listening to those kind of energetic memories as well, or being neutral to the being, okay, let me slow down and say that. Being neutral to, yeah, the memories that may even show up in just an energetic place as well. Because remember, we started off your reading all the way out here, Aquarius, in the spiritual unconscious, or in the intuitive section. So then we just talked about body and mind. So what do a lot of times people talk about? Body, mind, spirit, or spiritual. So these are both kind of health sections, if you want to look at it that way. All right. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and move into your next section here, Aquarius. We're going to now move into the relationship section. Okay, so all types of love, whether it's romantic love or platonic love with friends or family, or self-love, or all the above. But we definitely have a few things going on here in the past energy we'll talk about, and then move inwards, okay? So what I, was feeling here too, Aquarius, is right out here, like right on the line, if you imagine that dotted line continuing to go out, is we have, this is my listening seashell, okay? So a nice feminine energy showing up here. So perhaps someone in the past was chewing over and digesting how to feel both the feminine energy and the masculine energy with this coyote penis bone here, and how that may show up in the details of different types of relationships. So it can be relationship to self, our number one first relationship, right? Excuse me. And then it can be relationships, romantic, it can be with friends and family, but someone was definitely like, okay, how can I listen and see how these things show up in the small or details of the relationships, okay? I can also see here too, Aquarius, that there was a wish that perhaps started here in the past and is still going on with this turkey wishbone, a wish for some type of leap of faith and healing and fire energy and passion and creativity within either one relationship or multiple different types of relationships, okay? But I also see that someone here, or the energy here in the past, was also about boundaries, setting boundaries here with the bobcat tooth, setting boundaries within a support system that may have been changing in the past here with this snake vertebrae backbone piece. Some snakes shed their skin, they represent evolution and change, right? So maybe the support system was changing, so then the boundaries needed to change a little bit. But I do see that energy over time, showing up in the past, okay? And these things could have, again, been kind of like a catalyst for what we may see here in the more future, current, present energies, all right? But this we talked about a little bit in terms of body and mental health, but now let's look at what's here on the line that also applies to relationships. So we have that skeleton hand, again, one of my symbols for our spiritual team, right? Whether it is ancestors, spirit guides, guardian angels, past and loved ones, friends, family. But your spiritual team showing up here, Aquarius, wanting to also bring in some new ideas or a sense of balance and sense of protection as well, here with the Norse symbol for protection in the relationships, and having this good luck around what is our individual effort in our relationships and what is the community effort, or what's the other person's effort if it's one person, or you know what I'm trying to say here with that honeybee. So what effort are you putting into your different types of relationships, and what is the other person or multiple people putting into the relationship as well? Again, whether it's romantic, platonic, self-love, or it could even be work partnerships as well, because that's a different type of relationship too. But we have a different section that just talks about work, so I don't usually mention that, but it could be that as well, okay? But what I really like to see kind of flying upside down here, right above the North symbol for protection, Aquarius, is the hummingbird. Okay, so this can represent doing something non-traditional, or you know utilizing the natural gifts that we have, and the way that we interact within our different relationships, right? So the hummingbird flies backwards, and this point it's literally flying backwards and upside down. So even though it doesn't do things that the regular normal birds would do, it is still really successful, and it's the fastest bird and gets the sweetest nectar, right? So there could be like a little hint there, or nugget of information for some of you guys, Aquarius, like, do what feels right to you, even if you're doing something in one of your relationships that other people don't understand. If it makes sense to you and you're not hurting anybody, right? Continue to do that, okay? Because I can also see that there's a big transformation happening in this section here for you, or for someone else, or for the energy in general with the butterfly right here. If we look too, we pull back out, there's a lot going on in the past and in the current present energies, possibilities. So I like when Cupid shows up in the relationship section, because that's also my symbol for all types of love. So it's then pointing to Pegasus, not Pegasus, sorry, Pisces, the twin fish here, right? It's kind of hard to see on the map, but hopefully you can see it there. So this could have something to do with the Pisces, or during Pisces season, or where you may have Pisces in your chart, all right? But if it's none of the zodiac things, it could also just be like your loved ones, okay? Maybe like there's a need to go with the flow here, to not make things any harder than they may be right now during this transformation here. So going with the tide and not going against it, okay? Because especially with the loved ones that we have in our life that we may live with, okay? Because this Cupid is touching also the chair here. So this can represent our home, or wherever we live in the 3D physical world on one sense. And then on the other sense or side, it could also be talking about, where do we feel at home in our relationships, our work relationships, our romantic relationships, our relationships with our friends and family, our relationship with ourself, right? All the types of relationships. So there's just definitely a need to go with the flow here through these changes, okay? And remember how I said over here with the turkey wishbone that started in the past but still going on? There's a big wish for some type of leap of faith, a wish for healing, a wish for, passion and creativity and fiery energy. Here with Leo, the lion in the past too, I forgot to say this could have something to do with the Leo, or during Leo season, or where you may have Leo in your chart. But this wish that's still kind of going on is supported by this beautiful feminine energy here with the seashell. And then the seashell is then touching the angel coin. So just like the skeleton hand, the angel coin is another symbol for your spiritual team, okay? And it's on top of something, or a few things I want to see here. Wow. Okay, so 3 things. So now we have the masculine charm. We've got the crown charm, and then we have the bicycle. So here, Aquarius, this is like, how can we use masculine energy to also help either make some kind of travel, or just straight up travel, right, in the 3D physical world, perhaps with someone that has more knowledge than us, or more confidence than us, in one relationship, okay, or all relationships. It could also be about your own leadership qualities showing up here too, but there's a lot of movement as well, in addition to, talking about the travel here. We know that there's movement because of the butterfly and transformation. So when the wheels go fast, right, could just also be movement, okay? So I see throughout the whole reading, and this I think was also a little bit in Capricorn's reading. And if you are a sun sign Aquarius, you probably have a lot of Capricorn in your chart too somewhere. Um, it's always the sign uh, before ours and after ours, right? But there's this like oscillating energy between um, masculine energy, and then over here we have feminine energy twice. Okay, so going back and forth between the two is just something that's showing up in different places. All right, but balancing between those two is also gonna help cut away any emotions here, Aquarius, with the scissors and then the water charm that may be holding us back or no longer useful, or they don't useful, or they no longer apply in some way. So when you do this or someone else does, or the energy shifts, there's a need to just go slow a little bit here with the turtle, okay? Because I also see that your spiritual team is showing up here again, Aquarius, with the coffin charm now, saying that there are answers around our subtle communications within our relationships. It's like something as simple as that, as deep as that, and as simple as that may be. Because bats can't see, right? They use echolocation. So it's really about what are we saying with our words, or just our subtle like communications, not communicating with our eyes, but our vibrations and our sounds. There's some kind of answers there, okay, within one relationship or multiple, okay. um, and then if we continue on this way here, Aquarius, I like to say that usually whatever is on the heart on the mat can represent the heart chakra. So on one side over here, we've got the leaf, right? So in the winter, the dead leaves fall, so we can have new leaves in the spring. So clearing and cleansing and cutting something away, just like the scissors, the leaf also represents clearing and cutting and cleansing something within the heart chakra. There's a lot of protection as well, because the Norse symbol for protection is over here, on the other little side of the heart, okay? And so again, working within a team, or everybody in their different types of relationships, like pulling their own weight and recognizing that you have to work as a team. Okay, this can bring in new ideas and more of a sense of balance energetically, even in someone's heart chakra. But there's definitely some information or research here that can also bring in a sense of freedom here for you, Aquarius, okay? With this book charm, and then the freedom handcuffs also on top of the heart, all right? So that's cute. I like that. And then also going this way, we have a piece of the whale vertebrae backbone, and then we've got the question mark here. So if there are any questions or a sense of doubt or something here about whether the support system, your support system, Aquarius, or someone else's, is really gonna be there, okay? That makes sense too, that that's showing up there like that, because again, remember, Saturn is coming through the center circle, all the different areas that also affect this one, right? So Saturn is like, what are our responsibilities, our limitations? How are we getting organized within our relationships? How can we continue to follow our North Star here with the North Star? And then also energetically, collectively, Juno, I believe, is going direct on July 11th. I can kind of see my book from over here in the corner of my eye. So Juno represents commitments, partnerships, marriages, right? So if things were a little slowed down or not making sense, now when that planet appears to start going direct, it can help those areas a little bit. Again, whether it's romantic partnerships or friends and family partnerships or work partnerships, something about this definitely makes sense here, okay? So let me just pull out for a second and see if there's anything else. Okay, yeah, there is one other thing here in terms of that section. So here we have this other raccoon penis bone right on the line, so it also applies this way. Okay, so if we're talking about higher vibrational masculine energy, it's being proactive or assertive, about what are our dreams. Someone chewing over and digesting, what are my dreams for these different types of relationships, there with the dragonfly on top of the human tooth bone. So yeah, what are my dreams for these different types of relationships in my life is definitely showing up as well. Okay. Um, yeah, I think that's everything for that section. Okay. Um, so let's kind of pull back out again for a moment here. I'm just going to move this a little bit closer. It's still in the past and doesn't change the meaning, but just so we can see it better. Okay. And so, yeah, we'll now move to the last section, the work and money section, Aquarius, and go over these things in the past and then move forward. All right. So, here, Aquarius, we can see that in the past, in terms of someone's work or money, or their sense of value, if they're no longer working, or you're no longer working, and you're retired or something like this, right? There could have been someone or some energy really like keying in and listening for um, a green light here with the yes coin, but also keying in and listening for like work opportunities or money opportunities. And it could be that someone received a green light in some way here. And either you received this or you gave this to someone else, or it came in general, and it's still coming in a little bit because it crosses the white mat into the black mat, right? But this keying in and listening for these things could have brought in a lot of abundance here with the money bags charm, okay? And it could also be that here in the past, Aquarius, there was some flexibility and working within a community or a sense of teamwork here to manifest this green light or this yes, okay, here with the dog ankle bone and then that coyote claw, okay? And if we also go back down this way, look, we have the green lucky rabbit's foot, like right after the yes coin, and then we have the alligator claw. So it's like all of this beautiful good luck, and you could look at all three of these things, so to speak, as like a green light if we're talking about traffic, right? So lots of good luck perhaps starting in the past and then also continuing on here into the future, current, present energies in terms of someone's work or money or finances or their sense of being valued, all right? And also with this alligator claw, another symbol for good luck and abundance and reaching and striving and manifesting some good luck. So it almost looks like that hand, right, is going towards the green lucky rabbit's foot as well, okay? So this good luck, okay, could also be a big piece of the puzzle here in terms of work or money or finances or a sense of being valued. It doesn't mean here, Aquarius, that you didn't put in the effort or someone else didn't put in the effort. It just means that the good luck was here and is still here, like adding extra things to, let's say, an effort that someone is putting in or was putting in. Okay, I just want to make sure there's nothing else under there. Okay, it could be as simple as like maybe what's going on with your Jupiter at this time, right? Since recently Jupiter went direct for everybody. But I can also see here, Aquarius, just trying to get the lighting right and the camera right, is we also have the witch charm right next to like the 4-leaf clover. So a wish for good luck, and then it's like, yeah, the good luck is here, the yes is here, okay, manifesting all these things. It's like still wishing for that. And actually, let's pull back out. I don't even see your other skull. Okay, you got one here. Oh, it's all the way out here. Sorry guys, hold on. Let me grab you. Put you right there. So where we see a skull in a reading can tell us where someone's mind is at, where it was or where it will be. So we saw, I just found it, right? That all the way in the past, someone was thinking a lot about relationships, different types of relationships, okay? But also more currently, presently, someone is thinking a lot about work and money or finances or a sense of being valued here, okay? Because this is current and the other is more past energy, okay? So when I see this, and then we also have over here a piece of the fish vertebrae kind of on its side there, and then we have the safety pin, Aquarius. It's like someone thinking a lot about, their support system or your support system with the work, the money, the finances. This could be a support system like a boss, a coworker, coworkers. It could also be your romantic partner, your friends and family, whatever your support system is. There's a beautiful sense of safety here around that, okay? But it doesn't mean here, Aquarius, that you or someone else or the energy doesn't also need to think from time to time about what am I digesting in terms of my work environment or my money philosophy or mindset or environment here with the fork kind of all by itself. Because if we also go this way and look at what else is on the line here, is we have that whale vertebrae backbone piece again, and then we have that question mark. So if there's some questions around, well, is my support system really supportive? Or if there's some doubts or questions, maybe the support system is here to help you figure that out. There's a couple different ways that you can look at it since it is a general reading. Um, but I would say that if we go back this way, the support system, or one of the support systems anyway, is really safe and does have a lot of protection here because it's so close to the safety pin. All right. And I also see that like when someone or the energy in the past was honing in and zoning in and listening for work opportunities or trying to find the green light and all this good luck, that we said that that was in the past, but it's also here in the future, current, present energies, Aquarius, with the listening bells now showing up, okay? So continue to do that, right? And if we go this way here, we haven't talked about this at all throughout the whole reading because, I mean, it's technically not on the line yet. I mean, it's very close to, right? But here we have the baby. We've got another coyote penis bone. We have the raccoon claw, and then we have my symbol for Capricorn here, Aquarius, okay? So we're still in work and money, right? So this could be about your children in the 3D physical world or someone else's, okay? Or it's a childlike energy, okay? But there's something about being proactive, assertive, aggressive with this childlike energy or with the children, about putting an effort here with someone, okay? Or something with the work, the money, the finances at work, okay? Whatever it may be. But this could also have something to do with the Capricorn, okay, or Aquarius, or during Capricorn season, or where you may have Capricorn in your chart, but it doesn't have to be. It's just really about also too the goat Capricorn energy doesn't give up. If they fall down the mountain and they're okay, or even if they're not okay, they're just going to keep getting back up and keep repeating and keep climbing this mountain. So they represent flexibility that we saw here in the past, okay, with the dog ankle bone, but in this way it's flexibility and a resilient energy to never like give up, never give up about something here with children, okay? Again, whether it's your children or someone else's, or just this childlike energy, okay, with the work, the money, the finances, all right? But let's pull back out and see if there's anything else here. Yeah, the last thing I would say here, Aquarius, is remember what is in the center circle affects all the things. So here we also have Saturn, remember, and then we have the North Star. So Saturn is, right, that father time, stern energy. So it's talking about responsibilities and limitations and paying bills and getting organized and getting things done. So when we're talking about that with the work and money, how can we also continue to think about those things, especially when Saturn's going retrograde later this month, to reassess, realign, rework, release, whatever it may be. Something about following our North Star here in terms of work or money or finances or our sense of being valued. Okay. But yeah, really interesting reading here, Aquarius. Very nice reading. I hope some of that will start to make sense if it hasn't already. So, what I'm going to do here, real quickly, is kind of take a picture. Okay, I'm going to put the camera up for a second. So, I can take that picture, and I will be posting it on my Facebook after this live is done in case you want to look at the bones and charms again. But yes, thank you so much, guys. And enjoy this time period, Aquarius, or anyone else, whoever is watching, of course. So thank you for your views, your shares, your subscriptions, your follows, whatever it may be. Okay, whether it is on Facebook, YouTube, and eventually TikTok. Since I do these readings for free, it does help support my channel and just shows that that you like these readings and you want more of them and all that good stuff. If you feel guided, but no pressure. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take this picture and then kind of tune out here for the evening. But I will be back at some point tomorrow, probably earlier tomorrow, continuing on with the last 4 signs that we have left for July. So continuing on with Pisces and Aries, and then of course Taurus and Gemini will be the last 2. All right, so anyway, you guys take care, and I will see you soon. All right, thank you.